Hello Griffin Scopers, welcome back into our cozy little sound booth, the corner of YouTube where we like to do soul birth card character analysis. So we're looking at the various energies that are running around a person's life from birth through till death, the various personality traits and the various things that they're going to come across in their life which they'll need to master and gain some kind of skills over, the obstacles, the challenges, the kind of gifts, all these different things. And today we are looking at, seems like a soul cleanse after all the readings we've done on the Markles, etc. We're looking at Prince George. This is the Wales' oldest child. He's 12 years old. He was actually born with an angel number in his date of birth, 22nd of July on the year 2013, and he's actually born on a full moon, an actual peak of the full moon in Capricorn. He's a Cancerian, also like Queen Consort Camilla. So guys, stick around if that's something that interests you. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Almost at 4,000 now. It'd be really great to make it there over the weekend. And if anybody would like a private reading with me, please do get in touch. Email address is in the description box. So without further ado, let's have a look at what this gorgeous little boy has for the kind of energies and life lessons coming up for him. So Prince George, like I said, was born on an exact full moon, 22nd of July 2013. So he's a Cancerian, making him the Chariot and the Tower. So the Chariot is a symbol of travel. He's going to be doing a lot of travel in his life, motion, victory and determination of one's will. It represents a soul that must learn to steer life's forces, the light and the dark. So just imagine if you had hold of the horse's reins, you know, you tilt a little bit this way, pull a little bit that way, and the horse is going to be going all over the shop. You need to really keep a steady grip on those reins of life, Prince George. With precision and strength and emotional maturity as well. So for Prince George, this card couldn't really be more apt, because from his birth, you know, his path has been one of movement and momentum, born into lineage that never stands still, always being watched and expected to perform. But the Chariot isn't just about conquering kingdoms, it's about the conquering of oneself first and foremost. So the Chariot's energy teaches the young prince the art of inner command, the ability to lead with one's heart and the will. So the sun in Cancer gives him empathy. You can see the moon there. It will give him empathy and deep attachment to home and heritage. But that full moon in Capricorn brings duty and structure and emotional discipline. It's the mark of one who must grow up quickly, learn to carry weight and rule with quiet strength. So the cosmos, the stars, moon and sun, etc., all writing his story before he could even speak. The Chariot and a Capricorn full moon form a very powerful archetype and a very disciplined heart. So both speak to control, focus and leadership. This is what I'm saying. When he was born on an angel number, he's very much aligned. And that would be an angel number of balance, the 222 as well. So he's going to be able to handle, I believe, this position without breaking. So Prince George's life lessons will revolve around this very tension of holding on to the horse's reins so that he can move forward. And he will learn that the greatest kings are not those who, you know, command armies, but those who can stay in command of themselves. And that true power actually comes from balance and how bravely he steers his path ahead. So the Chariot is the master key of all the sevens in the tarot. The Chariot teaches victory through emotional self-mastery, and that is the foundation for every seven in the tarot. So Prince George walks the path of all the sevens, which we're going to go through. And the sevens aren't just numbers, by the way. So we see the seven, look right at the top of the Chariot card. They're like initiations, tests and challenges that will literally sculpt and refine his character, awaken his wisdom, and they'll reveal the lessons that he must master to grow into that higher self. So let's start with the Seven of Pentacles there. So this is a transformative journey, okay? And this is going to take him, this energy of this card, on a path of patience, endurance, and a kind of slow unfolding of purpose, the long grind towards becoming that king. And the young charioteer is learning and cultivating, growing the seeds that have been planted in him. It's the kind of slow, invisible work that is shaping him into who he needs to be for when the full spotlight of kingship hits him, you know, so that he's ready for it, basically. So imagine a little bit like a farmer, you know, putting in the ploughing lines, planting the seeds, and then, you know, waiting for things to grow. So it's about a long-term investment, the planting of the seeds, effort before the rewards show. And he may get moments, you know, when he wonders if it's ever going to happen. This crow's doing the 1,000-mile stare forward. When's it going to happen? And the chariot in him is going to want to go forward. You know, come on. When's it going to be my time? I want to move. But it's like the universe, you know, is going to be whispering to him through this Seven of Pentacles, not yet. The time is not yet. It's going to be telling him to wait. The lesson here isn't about speed, it's about substance and depth. The kind of growth that takes root slowly beneath the surface before it kind of blooms into light, something that's real and aligned. It's not a sprint towards the role of being king. It's a very slow kind of marathon of patience for him. So in the Seven of Cups, this is the tester. This is a card, you know, that whispers, not everything that glitters is going to be gold. And his emotional life may test him with all these different choices in the cups. So it's a card about fantasy, temptation, and illusion. And, you know, a place where also dreams and possibilities, future desires can be, you know, dreamt about, thought of, but also what's in these cups, while they might look like gifts, they could also be potential traps, like seeing the vision, the new shape of his leadership, you know, so many choices. And if he sips from all of these cups, then that could be quite overwhelming. He might not know which way to turn. And that overwhelm could potentially turn into distraction. It could be tempting him with intoxication, alcohol, drugs, anything like that. So not every cup is going to nourish him. Some cups will try to seduce him. But if he chooses wisely, and stays very clear and grounded and drinks from the cups that don't seduce him or his ego, but rather nourish his soul. In the Seven of Wands, So like I said, he is the Tower as well. So he's going to be a king that brings through a lot of change. And when you think of the kind of demographic, the age group that really love the monarchy, the royal enthusiasts, when you look at the younger ones, they tend not to be. And it may be that he's going to have to learn to stand his ground, be in his seat of power, defend why he's there in that position with wealth and privilege. And yes, there will be distractors within his generation, crying him out if he puts one foot wrong. And this is a card about clearing the air, defending yourself. It's the card of rhodium, which I've spoke about before, which they also put in catalytic converters in cars, that cleans and purifies the air. So being a confident leader, standing his ground, putting those detractors in their place is going to be one of those life lessons. In the Seven of Swords, this is often seen as a card of deception. But if we go deeper still, it can also be a card of strategy. So learning how to move quietly and with stealth in a world that's always going to be watching him, having to be careful and aware, learning when to speak and defend himself, and then learning how to, go unnoticed at times. In its highest form, it's kind of like an intelligent survivor, knowing when to speak, knowing when to come away quietly and wisely as well, because he's going to be operating within very complex systems, and he's going to have to guard his inner world a little bit. His life lesson to carve out sacred spaces, safe spaces as well, mentally, because it's the swords, where he can just be himself. So Prince George's other character card is the lightning struck tower, and not an easy card to navigate at all, but it is about him learning to when there are big changes, things that he doesn't expect, that are quite fearful, maneuvering around, through, over the cracks at times. So the tower, when it's struck by the lightning, it can shatter all illusions, breaking down any false kind of structures to make way for truth. So we see on the clock old time, and here is the new time coming through. The old crows are out and the new crows are in, but he'll find if he gets too cozy in the castles and towers of comfort, then the universe is going to come through and break things right down. So the breaking down of false structures to make way for the new, it can be sudden, it can be dramatic, and often very fated. The lightning is often seen and referred to as the hand of God. So there's nothing you can do about it. You can't foresee it when it's going to happen, but know that it is, with this one as a character card. But what's beneath, it's chaos. When all this old structure comes down, is liberation. It's not simply destruction for destruction's sake, but divine intervention. And what can seem like something very destructive and negative can actually be full of manna. So we can't see the manna, but the manna is like those blessings in disguise that can happen. They feel like, awful, destructive things when they happen, but they turn into something good. So it's symbolically connected to the stroke of lightning that awakens and tears through any kind of complacency and illusion. And George is born into a world of very rigid structure, and this places him very much squarely in the tower itself, in the tower energy, and he embodies the old order, the monarchy's ancient scaffolding, and but also, you know, he's bringing through the new consciousness, as every new king or queen does. The world he will inherit will be much more digitally transparent and questioning of his power. And this is again where, you know, that Seven of Wands, they'll be questioning his power through the digital world a lot more. His early years have already been spent, of course, inside a tower, not in a dark sense, but in a literal sense. His life curated, sculpted, and scripted as well by very much ancient codes of conduct. That kind of childhood mirrors the kind of pre-lightning tower. His generation will not tolerate illusions. This is his generation here. Like I said, they won't tolerate it. They will not have illusions. They will not have untruths, and they will attempt to bring that tower down and rebel. So but it's his divine right as well, I would say, to be there. And, you know, the way the past did it, well, that's one thing. He'll be bringing through transformation, and he won't be able to hold on to outdated structures, how people saw the monarchy, you know, in Queen Elizabeth's time. Things will have moved on, you know, a couple, 2, 3 cycles before he gets his chance on the throne. And he may well experience the fall of, you know, structures that he thought would be unshakable, that he thought would always be there. And if we think of the monarchy as a tower, centuries of old structure that have endured countless strikes of lightning, weathered for centuries, you know, but in the digital flash of the new age, then, you know, things must change, and the lightning-born heir to the throne will carry that current through of huge change, because he is a catalyst of transformation. Every choice that he makes will have ripple effects. It will ripple out beyond the walls of the tower, of the castle, and he will be a force that reshapes, rebuilds authenticity and transparency of the monarchy. His soul's purpose is to, you know, stand resilient like this crow. And, you know, he needs to do that as he builds, as he restructures the monarchy into something new, meaningful, something that's relatable, and something that's going to endure. So those tower moments are blessings in disguise. They're opportunities for growth, and he will be the bridge between an ancient institution, the old time, and a modern world on new time. So it's about responsible evolution of power. Okay, let's get into some pendulums, some charms, some oracle cards. Let's go for the oracle cards first of all. So as you know, I always like to wait for a flyer. Show us the energy, please. Anything you can tell us about our future heir to the throne, King George. Oh, King George, Prince George. He's not there yet. Getting ahead of myself. All this talk of time. Show us the energy, please. Anything we need to know about Prince George of Wales. Show us the energy. Anything we need to know about Prince George. One's come out. And we've got smell the roses, slow down. Oh, that's brilliant. That's exactly what I was saying. You know, he's going to be anxious to move into position. Slow down, take your time, get out in nature. We know that the Waleses love getting out in nature. And yeah, there's no rush, plenty of time for these seeds to grow and come to light. I said it will be a marathon of patience, didn't I? Okay, let's see what the charms have to say. Okay, so we're talking about, you know, marathon of patience here, because he's going to want to move forward. And here we've got a clock. Oh my God, and the clock's on the tower. Look at that. Amazing. My God. So that clock says 4:15 for the new time, and he was born at just a few minutes after 4:15. That is incredible, guys. Right, the time on this clock says 10:10. So when you think of the tens in the tarot, the 10 also relates to cycles because it relates to the Wheel of Fortune. So this is amazing today. So we've got the 5 pence piece and Queen Elizabeth on there. So her cycle, her 10, gone round the wheel. She's cycled out, sadly. I love Queen Elizabeth. And we've got, gosh, I can't get the words out quick enough, guys. So we've got a tree. So that would be relating to the, ooh, I've just dropped it. The family lineage, and a leaf as well. So seasons grow, seasons change. It's another go round the wheel, a different king, a different queen. His time will come when the season is ready, and it's going to be a little bit of a wait. But how interesting. Woo! The Queen Elizabeth should come up. I love that. She's looking over him, ready for his actual time. And I do believe, you know, with that tree as well, that the Waleses are putting down really good, solid roots. They're great parents, and they're very hands-on as well, aren't they? Let's go into some pendulum readings. Okay. Bring love, light, clarity, spirit, as you always do. Just gives us a little cleanse, and the pendulum as well. Okay, so what I'd like to ask, and it's right for a yes, left for a no, up and down for a maybe, stop for a block. We're not supposed to know. So, is Prince George, when he is king, when it's his time, his cycle, will he be the herald of big change? Will he bring through big change? Look at that, without hesitation. Absolutely he will. Will he be able to survive the tower moments, or will they break him? Will Prince George, when he is king, will he be able to survive the tower moments? Oh my gosh, it's an up and down for a maybe. Okay, well, he's still got plenty to learn and plenty of time ahead. It's not moving, guys. It's just staying on the maybe. Maybe he will. Like I said, he is going to have to defend himself with that 7 of Wands. Okay, we know the card. We know the card. That card. Okay, so is he destined to be a good king? Is Prince George, when he is ready to sit on the throne, will he actually be a good king? Yes. Yes, he will. It's quite a big yes, isn't it? Okay, well, we'll leave it there. Thank you, Pendulum. Thank you, Spirit. So what I'm taking from today's reading is that family tree, the moving through the seasons with the clock, the angel number, the clock on the tower as well, the two faces. And, you know, that was showing his actual time of birth. Incredible, bar a few minutes. Cycles of time will move on. The clock points to the 10, the wheel of destiny. And when it comes, it comes. We'll be ready for him, won't we? But slow down, Prince George. Plenty of time to smell the roses, enjoy yourself before all that pressure really comes down to bear on you. Guys, thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Do get in touch if you'd like a private reading. And I will see you on the next. Fly well, have a blessed rest of the day, and see you soon.